Hello and welcome to the Owl House podcast, a comprehensive look at Disney's The Owl House broken down episode by episode every week. I am Marcus Berta, and I am joined by Anne and Robert. So guys, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Just had lunch.
You guys just watched the episode like 20 minutes ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Watched it while having lunch. Yeah.
I am a procrastinator in all things.
No. We watched it very recently, so we would have it fresh in our minds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
It just makes sense. I did it yesterday, so, but we should get into that. So, we should all talk about what our relationships with the show is. Like, I think we all have different levels of knowledge about this show, and we should just kind of open it up. Like, how do we feel about it? What are things like for us? So I want to start with Anne. How much knowledge, what do you know about the show?
I mean, before going into it, I knew absolutely nothing. I've just seen its name around, but other than that, it's not really been on my radar.
Okay. Are you someone who, do you watch cartoons like this? Are you, a child cartoon watcher? I guess.
Not really. Not because I have anything against them. I just don't watch a lot of things.
Okay, so you have no experience whatsoever.
No.
And Robert, what about you?
I only know what I've gathered via screenshots on Twitter. Unavoidably. Aside from that, I haven't watched anything related to it. So I have sort of a fragmented lack of contextualized information about the show going through what I assume is just all three and then the final season. Because the show's over, right?
Yeah, the show has ended, and it's unfortunate. That's something we'll probably get into a year from now as season 3 comes around. But for now, it's not important. For now, this is the beginning of the show. And my relationship with it is that I've seen it all already recently. I probably started watching it after season 3 came out or as it was coming out or whatever. And it's probably my favorite show of all time. So that's why we're doing this, because I wanted to watch it again and to make other people also watch it.
Perfect.
Congratulations, you did it.
I did it, finally. It's about damn time. So yeah, this first episode introduces us to pretty much all of our important characters. We have Luce, we have Ada, and King. It's going to be our main trio. And then a myriad of side characters as well. I guess, what do we think about it? How did this first episode stack up to your expectations? Is it something you would continue to watch if it wasn't making you?
So it was genuinely completely different than what I expected. And I was very intrigued. I like horror, and it kind of had a lot of those creepy fantasy aspects to it. So I was a big fan, and I would definitely watch it or continue to watch it on my own accord.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking definitely the same thing. It's been a long time since I've seen an episode of TV and gone, oh, yeah, no, when this was made, there was no guarantee that it was actually going to, actually, continue to run. It has that pilot energy, you know what I mean? Where it's, very self-contained, not really plot-related, just, building the character before the plot kind of stuff. And it was this is what they were showing to somebody in a board meeting room to be please give us money. And yeah, I like the animation at the end, so that was nice.
Yeah, I like the credits animation.
No, I meant literally they just decided why don't we just slip some of that nice smooth animation into the episode? Because they it was surprised me, that's all. Because I was oh, they're actually animating something with a mildly amount budget, there's something going on there, which is nice to see.
I mean, they got that Disney money, or at least they used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really pick up on that kind of stuff. As I've told you guys before, Bloodborne looks like real life to me, and that's something no one else agrees with. So yeah, my animation site is pretty lacking. But Anne, something you brought up earlier about the horror and stuff, so this show has an art style based off of 3 specific artists who are kind of surrealist. So I'm going to drop some pictures into the chat here so you can take a look at kind of the art vibe they were going for. So this first picture is by Remedios Vero.
Marcus got the research.
I watched Oh, it's not working. Maybe you can't pull images from Google Docs into Discord.
Ooh, maybe just link the Google Docs.
You could. You can also use the power of the snipping tool.
Oh my god, that's yep. That's what I'm gonna do.
Snip the image on your screen, and then it'll automatically have it locked into your copy, and you just Control V it into chat, and it'll work.
That's how we're gonna do this.
You're so wise.
I am such wise in the ways of technology.
So this is an image by Remedios Vero. It's very weird, very surrealist. Can Rego, why don't you explain what you're seeing here?
I'm if you're not gonna do visuals on the podcast, I would gladly. So clearly we have. I hate how it's the 2D nature of an image. It's so weird. Well, there's clearly some Renaissance man, supple Renaissance man. A lot of interesting body hair, sitting in a chair, waiting for a guest who's obviously not arrived. What is he grabbing onto the curtain there? What is that? What is he going on?
That might be like a hand or something that's coming out of the wall.
A hand coming through the wall. He's got a hand to hold, obviously. We have some sort of apple cabinet. Or it's a feather, not a... looks like an apple. We have little man peeking out from inside. Clearly... I don't know what I'm looking at, Mark. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to piece it together. You want to give a little context? Because wait, why is there woods in the house in the back? Oh, he's coming in. Okay, so that's like a front door, maybe. I'm clearly looking at the owl house, I imagine. This is the owl house. This is going to show up in episode 2 when the art style changes.
Oh yeah, it's going to become this all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, I can totally see
So what it is, there's a guy or a woman maybe sitting in the left in front of a small like dining room. They're in a circular room. It's very tiny. Mm-hmm. And coming from the right of the screen, there's like a cabinet or something with a man's head poking out the bottom like he's upside down. And it's just very bizarre. I didn't write the name of this piece down, which is really silly of me, but it was one of the first ones on Google. This next piece, you can also find on Google, and I did write the name of this one down. This is called The Garden of Earthly Delights.
I actually might know the piece you're talking about.
I know this piece.
Oh, you do? Yeah, this is by Hieronymus Bosch, another influence for the Owl House's art style. This one, I don't even know if you could possibly begin to describe. It's so...
That's, makes me think of ants. That's what it makes me think of. Just generally.
Okay.
I mean, do you want us to try? I'm looking at it. Is that 2 ears with a knife sticking out of it? What
yeah.
Are there between them? It's like a knife face?
Maybe.
I don't...
This is the thing, right? Like, it's just bizarre. And like a lot of things in the Owl House, the designs are just weird. I think I have a quote from the creator, Dana Terrace.
This is what they built off of?
Okay, so here's the quote here. When I was trying to figure out what kind of show I wanted to make, I looked back to those artists and they reminded me what I loved about art. How creepy you can make things, but also with certain design techniques, how cute you can make something at the same time. That was from Dana Terrace, the creator of the show, in some Disney promotional video, probably from Disney Channel.
I don't know if I would call this painting cute in any aspect. It's kind of looking like it's representing kind of hell, rather.
I mean, but look at that little guy. He's shyly peeking over his shoulder with the second image here, the Earthly Delights. He's just kind of looking over his shoulder. He's got a little look on his face, you know?
He's the one having a good time. A lot of other people aren't.
Wait, is that everyone's favorite first still life piece of a skull in the left-hand corner?
Oh, like a ram skull or something.
Yeah, everybody in every art class always has to draw that.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, it is just fun. I have mine saved in my closet.
But, I mean, looking at this, I can definitely see the inspiration of the whole.
Yeah, totally.
Of going into the boiling aisles, because, yeah, this is some sort of creepy hell. It's not Earthly Delights.
Something tells me the show's gonna take a visual turn at some point. A little bit. Just a teensy weensy bit.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that this is some of the inspiration, it's like you can see it. Like, some of, like, obviously it's a kid show, so it can't look like this.
Yeah.
But, like, with, like, the shapes and sort of the weirdness. Like, I think in the episode there's the one guy who eats his own eyeballs. And just for completion's sake, there's one more artist that is inspiration, John Bauer. And this piece I'm about to show you, is Bombardment of Fort McHenry. It's a much more regular painting, but they all were kind of regular. This guy doesn't seem to be as surreal, at least as far as I could see.
Definitely different.
Yeah, it's just like kind of a landscape. There's like the top half of the piece is the background of like the sky, and the bottom half there's kind of an ocean in the distance and some land a little bit closer. And there's, I guess, some bombing. Maybe some naval ships firing upon the fort, I suppose, is what's being depicted here.
Very flat imagery, which is interesting.
This is the only one I like. Currently, I don't really see the inspiration of, but maybe this changes. The other two, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I already see reflected in the show.
Yeah, the other two are super. Maybe I can try to find more information about the John Bauer inspiration specifically.
Not a lot of wide environmental shots in the show, as far as I can tell at the moment.
But yeah, so that's the art inspiration that seemed to come up. It seems like Dana was calling that back a couple of times, at least in the videos I was watching, about the early stuff of Owl House.
Okay.
Looking into the other John Bauer art, because I looked it up, now I see the inspiration.
Ah, there we are.
Oh, yeah, okay.
that tracks example.
This is a little bit easier. The other one, I was like...
Yeah, so this... this is like 4 trolls looking down at like a magical, maybe a fairy or something, but no wings. She's just glowing. She's like a small woman who's like glowing, radiating.
That's clearly King with the crown on. That's where the inspiration for the crown is.
True.
You see clearly right there. That's King in his
true form.
His most true radiant form, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we can try to get more into details of the episode. So we open, with Luce in the human world. Mm-hmm. She's a nerd. She doesn't really fit in.
She releases spiders on people. Very nerd.
Spiders on people. But she's just like a ball of energy. I think even from this episode, like you can tell, you can get a really good feeling of what her personality is. At least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't getting nerd. I was getting more, she's just like deviant.
Immediately, I thought of that she is a more kid-friendly version of Wednesday Addams.
Yes! That's a really good way of putting it, I think. Yeah, I mean, what kind of... I would never do anything with spiders, right? Like putting spiders in, like...
Well, and not only that, but there's the whole scene where she stabs herself. I mean, pretends to stab herself, and like the guts came out.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you've seen the original Addams Family movie, but Wednesday Addams does the same thing, except she like fake slits her throat, and blood goes everywhere, all over the audience.
Mm-hmm. And in this, it was like a Romeo and Juliet play where she, at least I think it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So very cool. And Luce is played by Sarah Nicole Robles. I hope I'm saying this right. Names are not my forte.
You want to post the name? We all get a shot at it, obviously, pronouncing.
Sure. I'll link her entire IMDb.
I think that's a pretty good guess at how her name is pronounced. Robles?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sarah Nicole Robles. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. No. Sarah Nicole Robles makes totally complete the most sense.
Yeah, I think she does a really good job with the voice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I want to bring up...
no 60-year-old woman voicing Goku, but yeah, for sure.
I wanted to bring up the voice actors, because the voice actress for Ada, her name is Wendy Malick, and her, as I was listening to the like interviews and stuff, her voice in real life is just Ada's voice. It's really bizarre. Like, that's just how she sounds. I was like, oh my god, this is just your voice. It's incredible. It's really weird.
Oh my god. Wendy Malick. She is. Do you know who else she plays?
No, I have no context for what else she does.
She's in a certain new groove of a movie.
Is she in The Emperor's New Groove?
No, she is. No, she's not Yusuf. I'm joking, but she is in that movie. But what she's really in is she's in Young Sheldon. Everybody. No, but she is actually Young Sheldon. I don't remember what she plays in Emperor's New Groove, but I do remember her voice specifically in it is the problem.
All right, we'll see if I can pull it up.
Mm-hmm. She has a very, very distinct voice, and I know she does a lot of work in other stuff. Wait, was she in BoJack Horseman too?
Emperor's New Groove came out pretty early in the 2000s.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't remember exactly, like 2002.
It was like literally the year 2000 it came out.
Oh,
she voices Chica. I think that wasn't that the wife of I forgot the other guy's name. Yeah,
big guy. His wife of a big guy.
Pacha, right?
John Goodman. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upset that I know that.
Yeah. Look, Emperor's New Groove is a great movie, and no one should ever fault it. It's wonderful.
It is very.
But back to Outlaws. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, this is fine. This is a meandering. This is episode 1. I'm sure we'll figure this out as we go along in future weeks. But for now, this is it. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific that like stood out to you guys as you were watching the episode. Things like you really enjoyed looking at. Things that were just like, oh yeah, this is cool. Favorite moments, I guess.
Thinking. It was just so hard to form an impression just because I know it's self-contained. And I know that episode 2... I mean, I guess I could ask you, Marcus. What directly changes from now to episode 2? Because a lot of the time, things like that happen where, like, studios have notes and then things will change between episode 1 and 2 of TV shows, especially when they're so pilot-esque episode 1s. Okay, okay, I got it. How does she text her mom from the magic realm? How does that work? How does she have cell reception? What is going on there?
So there is an answer to that will come up. Like, I can tell you, it's not a big deal. Like, you can just wait for it. It's not huge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I most focused on was that the episode was really fast. Of course, it's a pilot. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't given ample time to really look at the world, the backgrounds, which I really want to do because there was just so much detail when I did pause it to look.
So you're really hoping for like maybe more of a look at the world, and not even just visually maybe, but like just like storyboard or like storytelling wise.
Anything like that.
I liked the little creature. I liked him, the creature, the little
King?
Conspiracy creature.
Oh, the little conspiracy creature.
Conspiracy creature who believes he's living in a simulation.
I think that is Dana Terrace. I think it was designed off her, and I think she is doing the voice. I should maybe make sure I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that's true.
That's really funny because I'm the opposite. That was my least favorite character.
You didn't like me.
I hated everything about her.
You know, I'm not gonna say I liked her because I thought they were endearing. I just figured that they were. I liked their shape. They were just they're just a little creature.
Yeah. Okay. She does voice Tiny Nose. That's the name of the
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like now that I'm thinking about it, that's what it looks like. It looks like a bodiless version of like the Little Caesars guy.
That's also note. Yeah, okay. What a very why Tiny Nose?
That's the name of it. I don't know.
Are they a returning character? They ever come back? I assume they have to. Clearly.
You want to know?
Definitely. Yeah. Yes. Tell me. Will they return?
They do return.
Perfect.
Never
Great.
in a big way, but they do come back.
Important. Oh, okay. I can accept that.
No, they need to be plot essential. I need them. We need to replace portions of the trio with Tiny Nose. We can't add them as a fourth member either.
No, of course not.
Very important.
Yeah, it's good. All the side characters are interesting. The main characters, I mean, knowing where the story goes, like in watching this again for the first time in a long time, it's a good introduction. It really is a solid introduction of what these characters are like and their dynamics, what they're going to be moving forward. I don't think every single children's pilot of a show does that so well, but this one I feel like it nails it.
I was 100% getting that same vibe. What was I thinking about? There was something to do with like, oh yeah, the animation. I touched on it, but yeah, his arms. Like, do you know, like, people don't animate fluidy, like, weird, massive, like, grabby, like, octopus arms, like, ever, because it...
Oh, yeah, you're talking about I forgot his name, the Warden.
The Warden.
He had, like, a really intimidating name. And I forgot. You watched it more recently than I did. What was his name?
I don't remember. I just remember the Warden.
Yeah, I just remember the Warden.
But yeah, no, that's not... Because it's like, you can't, like... Assumably, they do, like, tweening to an extent, because you just have to. But, like, it's not like gonna be, like, completely 100% hand animated. But, like, stuff like that... I don't know.
Good,
the running away sequence. Yeah, no. A lot of stuff
I've always thought the animation was pretty good in this show. Like, it always, to me, looked like it was really solid. I like the designs of the characters, of course, but also the fluidity. To me, it looks good, but again, I'm not great at judging that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I also I like the art style as well. It still keeps that very kid-friendly vibe you see a lot, but it gets rid of a lot of the hallmarks that, like, kind of show it. Like, I hate to be a hater, but, like, the bean mouth.
The bean mouth.
The bean mouth. There's no bean mouth.
The Steven Universe bean mouth, Marcus.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I know. Like the Steven Universe and like Gravity Falls, Gumball. Yeah, they all have the same.
Yeah.
I think KKO.
I think all those shows are made by like the same graduating class of a specific college or something, so that's why they all look that way.
Yeah, it's CalArts.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just not something I like terribly much. That's why. I don't know. That's one of the first things I noticed. I was like, yes.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
A different art style.
That was also something I really liked, is that it's something I haven't seen before. It's just good, and it doesn't really draw from anything specifically, I don't think. It's just like, it's good. I like it.
I can see some of the anime influence, for sure. I feel like I can tell, especially with Ada's design.
I love Ada's design so much. It's so wonderful.
There's one character that I know we're going to be hopefully getting more of as the show goes on, because I've seen images, and I know that I cannot wait for more of the house's presence. The owl, the literal owl house.
Yes, the literal owl, Hootie, I think.
Yes, Hootie.
Yes.
Hootie the owl. I like Hootie's voice. It's very grating.
Oh, yeah. That is the same voice actor who does King, I believe.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
I was so sad when she poked him in the eyes. It just felt unnecessary.
Something tells me that as we learn more about Hootie, it may become more understandable why he got poked in the eyes.
You don't know. Maybe. Hey, I mean, you know what? What about predictions? You predict that maybe he'll become more annoying or something? The other predictions for the story is going, maybe even just for next episode. What's going to happen next episode?
I mean, there's no way I know what's going to happen next episode. They're in a fantasy realm where the spiders come out of Griffin's mouths. I got no idea. I got no clue.
I mean, that's fair. It's hard to predict.
Give us the episode title, maybe? Maybe we could talk about that.
Yeah, I think I know what off the top of my head, but I don't want to say it wrong. So let me make sure by pulling up an actual episode list. The second episode of season 1 is called, I was right, Witches Before Wizards.
Huh.
Girl boss.
Girl boss. Yes.
Who's the girl boss?
All of them.
All of them, okay.
Wait, okay. I have a prediction. Clearly, they referenced it in this episode, where all the episodes are actually just going to be about how Enid has to deal with all of her crazy exes. And now her and Luce become friends. And this episode, they're going to have to deal with, instead of a crazy stalker warden, they're going to have to deal with her ex-wizard friend.
Okay.
God. So this is like Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, exactly. And all the episodes will slowly follow as Liz has to help her deal with her multiple exes throughout the entirety of the show. And that's all 3 seasons, and people wanted more. And I know it makes sense. It's all 3 seasons, all it's about. I'm positive.
That'd be very funny.
You know what?
Perfect for Disney.
It could be. It could be. I won't say nothing. And what about you, Anne? Anything you think is going to happen?
I don't really know anything about the plot, have any predictions about it, but maybe it's just a fantasy trope. That's why I'm thinking about it. But I have a feeling that the house and Ida are connected in some way, are the same.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
possibly.
Like the soul is the house or something. Was that like what happened in the Golden Compass? Like the animal was like their essence or something?
Saw that.
The Golden Compass.
That's all I can draw from.
His Dark Materials, the book series that got turned into a movie that then actually got turned into a TV show that I still haven't seen.
I've heard it's good. But I've
heard it has Lin-Manuel Miranda in it. Mr. Bite-Lip himself.
Ooh. I know him from Hamilton.
Yeah, I know him from a Twitter post where he bites his lip.
Okay, well,
that'll be funny to some people.
I mean, I guess that's all we have to say. This first episode, was pretty light, like we discussed. It's just sort of introducing everything. But now here at the end, we need to name this podcast. I think I introduced it as just the Owl House podcast. That's not great. So we should think of something else. Some ideas I had was Owl House. How did Owl House come to be made? How is it such a great show?
Gotcha.
Owl Home.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay,
These are my ideas, right? This is why I didn't settle on anything yet. Because
Owl House kind of curious.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like, yeah, okay, I gotcha. Any more?
No, that was it for me.
Rule of threes, Marcus. Rule of 3.
No, my third one is the Owl House podcast. There you go.
I thought you were going to lead into another one.
Nope, I only have those 2.
Well, it probably wouldn't be good for me or Anne to come up with names, but I'm just thinking.
I am ambivalent. I don't have any ideas whatsoever.
Well, I guess working off of my theory of how the show's going to go, clearly we could be like witches before wizards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that was episode 2.
Theory. Yep, going off the theory, obviously, that this is the lie. Yes.
Yeah, episode 1, just for reference, is a lying witch and a warden.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yeah, okay, got it. They're playing off of the Narnia. Okay. Just I'm thinking. Assuming, obviously, the show will go in the direction that I think it will. Obviously, that's going to be... So we have to name the podcast in sub-reference to some kind of gossip-esque podcast, because we're going to be talking about all the relationships she's had, obviously. So maybe... It's right there. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's got to be wizard joke about failed relationships. We'll do it, and there's a lot of sort of like this overarching theme of maybe like an oppressive government, so we could have like the shows, so maybe like a shadow money wizard gang.
Shadow money wizard gang, okay.
We love casting spells.
Owl gang.
Owl gang.
Yes, Shadow Money Owl Gang.
Shadow Money.
Yes. It's perfect, yes. Also, didn't she say she couldn't become a witch? Oh, sorry, no, we're off topic.
No, I mean, anything you want to bring up specifically? Like, is any ideas you have about stuff? I feel like next episode I should maybe even like read the IMDb plot so we can have more things to think about, but...
I like that Eden was just like, you can't become a witch, and then she was just like, but I really want to, and she's like, all right, fine. Like, it seemed more like she was speaking of, like, if you're a human, you can't become a witch because a witch seems like a thing, right? But then she was just like, it's okay, you can do it, it's fine. Which I thought was silly. But also, the house blinks.
Yeah.
Does that happen again?
The house blinks? Oh, maybe.
The very, very end.
I mean, maybe it was just some weird visual thing to be like, yeah, this is a weird fantasy world. It's kind of gross.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was just thinking that seemed like one of those pilot things that wouldn't happen again.
Yeah, maybe.
Because this was all character episode. But yeah.
Well, I guess that's that then. We discussed. Yeah. Next week we'll watch episode 2, Witches Before Wizards.
Witches Before Wizards.
I'm excited.
I love that.
I mean, looking at the names of like the episodes, this show moves a lot faster than I remember in my memory. I don't know I don't know. I guess when you're watching it for the first time, it feels so much slower. But
season 1s of Cartoon Network shows / Disney shows tend to have that sort of weird non-story like pacing, and I don't know if this is going to go down that track, but the first episode sort of made it feel like that. But also pilot episode.
Yeah, I'll have to see, is this going to be more of an episodic show, more of a serialized show? Because it's usually one of the two.
They just sometimes, they work their way in there sometimes.
Yeah, so that's all things to think about for the future. Well, that's it. This has been the Owl Gang. Is that the name of this?
No. I was joking. No.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay, Owl Gang. Yeah, Owl Gang.
Owl Gang.
Owl Gang works. Yeah.
All right. There we go. This has been the Owl Gang podcast, the podcast about the Owl House. I guess we are the Owl Gang.
Yeah. We'll do like little W's with our hands. We'll go hoot hoot.
I would just do like the little O.
The O?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a big old O.
Just like we go O.
What?
With your hand. I don't know. I can't show you. But.
How? How do I use my hands, please? I don't know. Oh, you mean like the thing where you like put it on your face? Oh, yeah. Doing the owl face thing. I know what you're talking about now.
What?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, where you put the circles for your hands, and then you turn your hands upside down, and you look through your eyes with them, and your fingers go down. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. No,
I mean, I was just thinking about this specifically.
Oh,
but...
yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, literally just making an O with your hand.
One moment. See, I was thinking... Oh, man, this person's doing it wrong. See, I was thinking... This is a funny image. That's what I was thinking.
How long? It's similar.
Yeah. Oh wait, I found it. Somebody's doing it correctly here. There we are. I found it. This is what you got to be doing. All right. This is the way you do it. That's how you do the owl face. All right, right there. Easy.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll practice.
You have to practice. If you have to practice it, that means it's good. All right. It's an important thing about membership of the Owl Gang.
You got it.
Okay, well.
Sorry.
Yep.
Extra podcast.
Join us next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.